What's going on, guys? So we're gonna do the NFC today. 15 teams in 15 minutes. Let's get it. So we're gonna start with Washington. So Washington, new owner Magic Johnson is is the face of that ownership group. Let's not get twisted. He's a part owner. He's not the owner. They're gonna make it seem like he's the owner, but he's not. He's a part of other owners. So they have a new owner. Their guy's out. I think they'll be much better this year. One, because they have EB. There's rumors that EB is a little tough and blah, blah, blah. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're changing the culture. Change is hard. Trust me, I know. Dealing with my diet and everything. Change is hard. And so if these guys can buy in, I remember LeBron one time, he was doing his cryptic metrics thing, fit in or fit out. Some of these guys are going to have to fit out. Can Ron Rivera do anything without Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly? Like, we have to be honest about Ron Rivera here. What has he done without Cam Newton and Luke Kuechly? Like, prior to them. Not what he did before them, but prior to them. What did he do? Yeah, he led this team to the playoffs, but they made the playoffs with a terrible record because the East was terrible. So, what is Ron Rivera going to do? These are huge questions. Is the defensive end there? I'm sorry, I don't have the guys' names. I'm going straight off my head. What is he gonna become the top pick that they picked him to be? Is he gonna stay healthy? So that's Washington. I'm sure that was a lot longer than a minute. Philadelphia, can they get back to the mountaintop? They've won one, and they got back to the mountaintop and lost to the greatest quarterback I think probably ever. So can they get back there? Can Jalen get back to that MVP level that he was at without his offensive coordinator? That's a big thing for Jalen. He's going to be a leader. I've said this before. Jalen is what everybody wants Dak Prescott to be. Jalen just has to maintain or even get even better. If he can refine himself as a passer and get better, it's going to be hell. It's going to be hell for them because I think they're going to win this division for the next 10 years. And so then that brings me to Dallas Cowboys. Dallas. I defended Dak Prescott for a year and a half, maybe 2 years, saying he deserved his contract. They had no choice but to pay him. He played the game and won. But now it's time for you to do what you need to do. Do what you need to do, Dak. You can't be throwing 4 or 5 interceptions in joint practices and going back and forth with Trevon Diggs. Like, I guess it's just intensity, but I don't know. Like, I never saw Tom Brady yelling like that, getting yelled at like that. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel right. Their whole season hinges on Dak Prescott. New York Giants. Saquon Barkley wants this new contract, and he took a raw deal because he didn't want to sit out, right? So, in order for them to be really, really good, they need Saquon to stay healthy, and Daniel Jones to play worth his contract. Don't think Daniel Jones is worth that contract. It still is a good contract for Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones didn't do anything to make me think that he even earned that money. These are his numbers from last year. Do them numbers look like a starting quarterback, or do they look like a backup? I'm gonna let you be the judge of that. Detroit Lions built off last year. You beat Green Bay. Your coach and quarterback combo looks like it's going to be heading in the right direction. Normally, we'll be talking about, is Detroit going to tank? And they're not going to tank this year. You've gained the respect of the media. Now it's time to gain the respect of the fans. Because I don't think you guys are going to win their division. I'll talk about the division winner later. It's time for the Lions to grow up. It's definitely time for the Lions to grow up and actually win something meaningful. I'm not saying they're going to win a Super Bowl, but you need to win something meaningful and be respected. You got this grandfathered in game on Thanksgiving, and you get your head blown. Ooh, I probably can't say that on YouTube. You get beat every year. It's time to gain the fans' respect. Green Bay, it's a new era for you guys. Jordan Love. I think I'm going to cover Jordan Love this year, but I'm not sure. It's a new era for you guys. Just like the Lions, it's time to gain respect. Will you just a product of Aaron Rodgers, or were you guys really, really good? Prove Aaron Rodgers wrong. The Bears. Also, this whole division is about gaining respect except for the Vikings. It's time for you guys to turn the corner. Is Justin Fields really that guy? Or is Justin Fields more a Terrell Pryor type of guy, who's ironically is also from Ohio State? Is Justin Fields like every other Ohio State quarterback, or are you different? You're not one of the greatest runners ever in NFL history as a quarterback, but you can be if you become more successful, which you have to be at least average passing the ball. I can't remember who said it. If I can find the clip, I'll put it here. But if you could be league average at passing the ball, you're going to be a Pro Bowler next year. Because nobody can stop your running. Nobody can stop your running. Nobody in your division, at least. So it's time to turn the corner. It's time to turn the corner. We're going into year 3. I want to see a year 3 jump, just like your mate Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence regardless of how we feel about Trevor Lawrence on this channel, he won a playoff game after throwing like 85 interceptions in the first half. That's to be respected. Justin Herbert hasn't won anything. You haven't won anything. To stay in this top young guy thing, Justin, you got to win. You got to win. And they gave you some pieces to at least be competitive and win this year. The Vikings, it's now never. JJ and Cousins. There's really nothing else to say. You guys, it's time. Y'all should win this division. This division should be over by week 10. I don't see the Vikings losing this division. Kirk Cousins has gained a lot of respect from me from watching quarterback. He dealt with a lot of BS last year. But they need to shore up that offensive line. And you have to win games going away. I talk about my friend who's a Vikings fan all the time. And y'all cutting this man life short. Win some games by 10 and 15. You guys are talented enough to do that. Win some games by 15. And don't let it be close. At least for my brother, please. Can you do that for me? So, Atlanta. Desmond Ridder or Caleb Williams? We're going to see which one you guys want by week 5 or after Thanksgiving. We're going to see which one you want. Because we're going to know if Desmond Ridder's the guy or y'all going to bottom out. Y'all have an elite talent in Pitts there. I want to see Pitts win because I just personally like him as a guy. Are you guys playoff caliber or not? Because your division is terrible as I'm finna go through this division. You guys' division is terrible. There's a chance for you to probably win 8 games and get this division. There's definitely a chance for that because the division is awful. New Orleans. I'm not even going to spend time on New Orleans because I have no idea what you guys are doing. I think you guys are cap strapped. So if anybody, the whole division might tank, except for Carolina, honestly. So I have no idea what New Orleans is doing. Tampa, Williams or bust. Like when great players retire or leave, it's going to be a void there. And you guys have a lot of wiggle room because you guys won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. So you guys have a lot of wiggle room to like be bad for a while, right? But I'm sure you guys don't want that. So I think y'all should just go ahead and play Kyle Trask and let him sneak up the joint so you can get Caleb Williams. I know you guys probably want to keep Mike Evans, but you might want to entertain trading Mike Evans too. Because you got to reboot this thing. So your defense is still decent. It's still pretty much that same defense kind of from the Super Bowl year. But this is this is going to be a huge transitional year for you guys as y'all go back to being irrelevant. So Carolina Panthers. I can see Carolina losing every game. I can see Carolina winning every game. Bryce Young is coming into one of the worst situations since Joe Burrow. Can you do Joe Burrow things and win the division? I think he can. I don't think he's going to win the division, but I think he's going to be really competitive in the division. So it remains to be seen. We shall see what Carolina does this season. Hey, what's going on, guys? So I completely forgot to do the NFC West. So here's the NFC West. So the Cardinals are probably, I've said this about the other teams, they're having a lost season. I think they'll bounce back. They're just waiting for Kyler Murray to get healthy. I think Kyler Murray will be better. He'll have a bounce back year the year after next. They'll be more mature, and I think they'll be fine. But they should strongly consider going to get John Harbaugh. I think, or it's Jim. Yeah, it's Jim. Go get Jim Harbaugh from Michigan to coach their team and to coach Kyler. I think that'd be a good look. The Rams. Now, the Rams are in a completely different situation. Just like Tampa, they won a Super Bowl recently, so they have room to be awful. And if I was a Rams fan still, I'd be like, well, the Super Bowl was worth being awful right now. The F them picks thing is about to come back and bite them in the behind. They should trade Aaron Donald. Realize that this era is over and try to reboot this thing and see if they can go get a quarterback in the draft. Maybe Caleb. Just like I said about every other team. Only one team is going to get Caleb, but we shall see what team that's going to be. And so for Seattle, is Geno Smith actually what he was last year, or was that a fluke? Was what Geno did last year was a fluke, or was it actually what Geno is? I think it was a little bit of an anomaly, but the way Pete Carroll runs his offenses, and it's a defensive centric team and organization. So I expect their defense to be really good all the time, but I really don't know what to make of Seattle, because I think Seattle is going to be stuck in purgatory for a while, where they're too good to bottom out, but not good enough to be Super Bowl contenders. Because even their story last year was cute and everything. Nobody really took them seriously as a legit threat, and then when they got to the playoffs, they got exposed. You know what I mean? And lastly, the 49ers. Brock Purdy is the answer. I know he played well last year, but unless he's Kurt Warner, I don't know if he's necessarily the answer there. Trey Lance is not the guy. I hate to even say this because he's one of us, but Trey Lance is not the guy there. I expect him to trade Trey Lance for parts or whatever they can get for him to salvage all the money they traded up to get him. But it's just been a disaster for him since he got to the NFL. Now is it injuries, or is it he's actually not very good? Only time will tell. So that's my 16 teams in 15 minutes. And so stay tuned tomorrow, because I have a top 10 quarterback video coming out tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.